The Indian Premier League, IPL 2021, suspended indefinitely is what we are getting. This is the word from the BCCI. ANI, the news agency, is quoting Rajiv Shukla, who's the IPL commissioner, saying that IPL 2021 has been suspended. This is after 4 players tested positive. We had 2 players from the Kolkata Knight Riders testing positive yesterday. One bowling coach from the CSK also testing positive. So there was a serious question mark on the IPL itself, and therefore now we are confirming this. Rajiv Shukla of the BCCI Vice President, has quoted to ANI that IPL has been suspended indefinitely. Payal, do we have any more details?
We're still waiting for an official mail to come in from the BCCI or from the IPL, because we generally put out this communication on email. But with Rajiv Shukla, who's the BCCI's vice president and also an office bearer in the IPL, that is as good as a public announcement, basically saying that yes, the IPL stands suspended because Dhaka, you've seen cases in KKR, you've seen cases emerge in Rajasthan Royals, also in Chennai Super Kings, and also some groundsmen of the DDCA who tested positive. So that is enough ground, because the rules apply for a common citizen like you and me. The rules apply for the tournament as well, because at this point in time, Zaka, all the tournaments across the country, whether sporting or otherwise, have been suspended given the rise in corona. So it is going to be important on the BCCI to follow the rules of the Government of India and the Health Ministry, and more than anything else, ensure that all the players, especially players, Zaka, who come in from other countries, have to return back safely to their country. That is something that the BCCI guarantees them, and I think they will have to now process.
What happens now to, we've not had a situation where in the last 10, 12 years of the IPL, where in the middle of a season, it's been suspended. There have been instances where it's been, played abroad in the Gulf, in South Africa, etc. But in the middle of the season, it's been suspended. So this season is a washout, or do they resume at some point later this year to try and complete this season?
What sources in the BCCI and IPL are telling us, Zaka, that the tournament stands suspended for now. That means they're not calling off the entire tournament, because remember, this is a lot of revenue, this has a lot of sponsorship and a lot of money at stake as far as this cash-rich tournament is concerned, but people's health is being given a priority. There is no comment whatsoever from the BCCI saying that this season is really done. You also have another version of the IPL which takes place normally at the later part of the year. Can that be the period when you can actually adjust the remaining matches? That is, of course, for the BCCI to take a call, and the BCCI will be taking a call along with this, with all the teams as well, because the teams are also active stakeholders.
Okay, so we just want to clarify that the BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla has spoken to ANI, and he is saying that for now they've taken a decision to suspend IPL 2021 indefinitely, which means they are hoping at some point they can come back and regroup and complete this season. Let me also go across. We've got Shishir Hatangadi, former cricketer, on the phone line. Shivani Gupta is also joining us. Shivani, any word that you're picking up from anybody in the BCCI? Of course, this would be the right call to take given the number of players and support staff who had been tested positive in the last 3 or 4 days. But any word in terms of, do they intend to come back and finish this season at some point if things were to get better?
Yes, I think they will come back and finish the season. This is going to be a temporary pause on the league. They have to finish it, and they will look for some time to finish it later. But as it stands, Zaka, what we're being told, although the BCCI have yet to release officially its stance, and more details would be clear after that. But as you mentioned, Rajiv Shukla has confirmed this to a news agency. So this is an indefinite suspension. So we do not know what period they're looking at, which is because of the pandemic situation. And also the continuation of the league had become untenable, because if there is even one breach that has happened and several teams are now affected, as many as 4, you cannot continue. Even if you take a break for 10 to 14 days, which is generally the break that is required, to kind of get things back on track, you don't know whether under such circumstances you can actually start it again. We don't know where we will be.
True.
And then where do you play? Currently, Mumbai was being looked as the one base that they could shift the entire remaining IPL to. But even that might be difficult to do at this stage. So they've just decided for a temporary pause, but they will look to finish it. We are still waiting for the official BCCI confirmation, Zaka.